Do not say nothing about my family. Do not say nothing, man. You ain't nobody. I say what I want to say to you.
Deserve to walk out second to Tim. I am the former world champion. I've won the belts that are sitting in front of him.
Quick hook. And again, powers forward. Nasty uppercut. And again, you see Jets.
He can hardly walk. And he's going to go for the knockout. Can Tony Bellew sense it?
The drama surrounding arrogance in combat sports has always followed the same cruel rhythm. A fighter speaks too loudly, crosses an invisible line, drags family names and personal pride into the spotlight, and for a brief moment believes words can replace preparation. Trash talk fills the air, cameras lean in, egos inflate, and somewhere beneath the noise, consequences begin warming up. In boxing and mixed martial arts, mouths may start wars, but fists are the only things that end them. This is where bravado gets punished, where confidence curdles into carelessness, and where karma arrives without mercy. It often begins before a punch is thrown. A heated exchange at a press conference, a finger in someone's face, a promise spoken too easily. Fighters convince themselves that dominance can be declared instead of proven, that swagger alone can bend reality. But the ring has never respected arrogance. It has only ever respected timing, discipline, and restraint. When those disappear, even the most gifted athletes can be erased in seconds. Has Sim Rahman learned that lesson under the brightest lights imaginable? In their first meeting, Rahman shocked the world by knocking out Lennox Lewis, producing one of the most stunning upsets in heavyweight boxing history. Overnight, he became champion, hero, and headline. But victory did not bring humility. It brought delays, disrespect, and a growing sense that Rahman believed the rematch would be little more than a formality. Confidence spilled into arrogance, and arrogance into carelessness. When the bell rang for the rematch, Lennox Lewis was not emotional. He was not angry. He was surgical. From the opening seconds, Lewis controlled distance with a sharp, disciplined jab, refusing to brawl, refusing to rush, refusing to let ego dictate his choices. Rahman, expecting chaos, found himself trapped in a cold, calculated clinic. Every exchange belonged to Lewis. Every step backward reminded Rahman that the first fight had not rewritten reality. In the fourth round, karma arrived with terrifying clarity. A perfectly timed overhand right detonated on Rahman's jaw, dropping him instantly. There was no count, no argument, no controversy. Lennox Lewis reclaimed his titles and erased months of talk with a single punch. It was not just revenge. It was a restoration of order. Arrogance had spoken loudly, and discipline had answered violently. That same lesson echoed years later when Paul Williams met Sergio Martinez for the second time. Williams entered the rematch believing history would repeat itself. He had already beaten Martinez once and expected another war fought on his terms. But Martinez came in sharpened, focused, stripped of emotion. From the opening bell, his movements were precise, his timing flawless, his eyes locked on opportunity. It came suddenly. A single left hand landed clean, and Williams collapsed face first, unconscious before his body even met the canvas. There was no slow fall, no chance to recover. The rivalry ended in one brutal moment. Martinez didn't just win the rematch. He ended the conversation entirely. Confidence met preparation, and preparation ended everything. Not all arrogance comes wrapped in championship belts. Sometimes it shows up disguised as showboating, hands dropped low, chin raised, mockery replacing defense. Rakesh Krishnan entered his bout like a performer, more interested in entertaining himself than respecting his opponent. He danced, taunted, and treated the fight like a stage. But arrogance has a short shelf life. By the fourth round, the laughter was gone. A clean shot found its mark, and the circus ended in silence. The crowd that once cheered the antics watched as reality reasserted itself. The ring does not reward mockery. It punishes it. In South Africa, a similar story unfolded under mixed martial arts lights. Before becoming a global UFC champion, Dricus du Plessis was already building his reputation at home. At UFC 62, he faced British challenger Yannick Bahati, a fighter who arrived dripping with confidence. Bahati taunted Du Plessis, slapped him at the face-off, and declared himself king, certain that intimidation would do the work for him. Inside the cage, Du Plessis said nothing. He waited, and when the opening appeared in the first round, he seized it instantly, locking in a guillotine choke and putting Bahati to sleep. The taunts evaporated. The belt stayed home. Arrogance was silenced without ceremony. Jeff Horn carried his own brand of dismissiveness into his showdown with Tim Tszyu. Horn framed Tszyu as a beneficiary of lineage, a fighter writing his last name rather than earning respect. He spoke like a man certain of his place, convinced he would bully his way through another challenge. When the fight began, Horn did what he always did, charging forward, mauling, trying to turn the bout into chaos. But Tszyu remained calm, disciplined behind a sharp jab, punishing every reckless entry. By the third round, the difference was undeniable. Clean combinations snapped Horn's head back, dropping him and draining his confidence. Each round chipped away at the bravado until nothing remained. Tszyu didn't just beat Horn. He dismantled him methodically, breaking down the pressure, exposing the gaps, and forcing a stoppage. Horn wasn't just defeated. He was humbled by the very fighter he had dismissed. Few fighters in history embodied supreme confidence like Mike Tyson, but even Tyson understood the difference between confidence and carelessness. Tony Tubbs did not. Tubbs entered his fight with Tyson smiling, relaxed, convinced he could outbox the storm. He moved his head, dropped his hands, and treated the opening rounds like a sparring session. But timing does not matter when the other man is relentless pressure. Tyson closed distance, cut angles, and unleashed a short, vicious left hook that tore through Tubbs's guard. In an instant, the illusion vanished. The referee stepped in, and the fight was over. Tyson didn't do cute. He did final. Arrogance met a harsher fate when David Haye walked into the ring against Tony Bellew. Haye treated the matchup like a mismatch, dismissing Bellew as a stepping stone. Early on, Bellew absorbed Haye's power and refused to retreat. As the rounds wore on, Haye's body betrayed him. An Achilles injury stole his movement, leaving him stranded. Bellew showed no mercy. He walked Haye down, punished him round after round, exploiting every weakness. What followed was not luck. It was humiliation. Haye underestimated a survivor, and the ring made him pay for it. In mixed martial arts, swagger often walks hand in hand with danger. Michael Venom Page entered his bout dancing, hands down, performing for the cameras. His unorthodox style dazzled fans and frustrated opponents. But Douglas Lima was not there to admire the show. He waited, studied, and timed the rhythm. When the opening appeared, Lima struck with ruthless precision. One clean shot ended everything. Page collapsed unconscious, the dance ending on the canvas. Swagger could not stop timing. Performance could not replace awareness. Paulie Malignaggi built a career on sharp words as much as sharp jabs. Against Sam Eggington, he tried to box cute, hands low, posing, talking. But in the 8th round, a brutal body shot folded him in half. Trash talk offered no protection. The showboating stopped instantly as pain took over. The final lesson came with raw emotion. At a weigh-in, Ryan Jett slapped Cub Hawkins, crossing a line that could not be uncrossed. Inside the ring, Hawkins stayed composed, breaking Jett down with body shots and pressure. By the 4th round, the damage was too severe. The doctor stepped in. The slap echoed in memory, but the stoppage sealed the moment. Again and again, the pattern remains the same. Arrogance invites chaos. Confidence without discipline opens the door to disaster. The ring remembers everything said before the bell, and it answers in punches. If you enjoy watching cocky fighters get humbled and egos erased in real time, let me know what moment stood out to you the most. Which knockout felt like the purest form of karma? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more dramatic breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next story, where words meet consequences.